These are additional examples for 10.7 parallel and perpendicular lines. 1. Find the equation of a line that is parallel to the line 4y plus 2y equals 2 that contained negative 2, 3. So a couple things we know from this is that parallel means same slope. So a line that's parallel to 4x plus 2y equals 2 is going to have the same slope as that line. And then our line is also going to contain this point, negative 2, 3. Let's start with the parallel idea. So parallel to this line means same slope as that line. So let's find the slope of that line. 4y plus 2y equals 2. Subtract 4x from both sides. 2y equals negative 4x plus 2. And then divide everything by 2 to solve for y. Y equals negative 2x plus 1. So in this line, the slope is negative 2. So the parallel slope would be negative 2. Okay. And then we'll use negative 2, 3, the point, as a point on the line that we want. And we'll use the point slope equation. Y minus y1 equals m, x minus x1 with all of this information. A reminder that in this form we leave y and x in the equation, and then we plug in everything else. So our m is negative 2, and our x1, y1 is negative 2, 3. So y minus 3 equals m, which is negative 2, times x minus negative 2. And then we want to simplify that equation. So I'll rewrite it. Y minus 3 equals negative 2, and then x minus negative 2 is plus 2. And then we want to simplify this by distributing negative 2x minus 6, and then move the 3 over. So y equals negative 2x minus 3 is the equation of our line that's parallel to the original line, but that goes through negative 3. Negative 2, 3. We can see that it's definitely parallel because the slope is negative 2. The slope of the original line was negative 2. Now a similar example, find the equation of a line that is perpendicular to the line 2x plus 5y equals 10 that goes through the point 4, negative 1. We're going to work this out kind of similarly. The point that we want is x1, y1. And then we have a line to start with, but now we know that that our new line should be perpendicular to this one. Let's start by finding the slope of that line that we have. So 2x plus 5y equals 10. To find the slope, we need to get y equals. So subtract 2x from both sides. And then divide everything by 5. That gives y equals negative 2 over 5x plus 2. So let's call this the old line. And the old line has slope, negative 2 over 5. So let's call that the old slope. Okay, because now for our new line that we're going to find, we want a perpendicular slope. So to find the perpendicular slope, we want the opposite reciprocal. So our new slope for this line is going to be the opposite reciprocal of negative 2 over 5. So reciprocal means we flip it to make it 5 over 2. And then opposite means we have the opposite sign with this new slope. So the original slope, the old slope, was negative, so this new slope is positive, so our perpendicular slope is just 5 over 2. So that's the slope that we want to use for our new equation. And now we're going to plug in that new slope, as well as the point x1, y1. Into y minus y1 equals mx minus x1 in order to get our equation of our line. So plugging in there, we get y minus negative 1 equals 5 over 2 x minus 4. And then we want to simplify this equation a little bit, so y minus negative 1 we can write as y plus 1 equals 5/2 x minus 4. Then we want to distribute. So distribute 5 over 2 to the parentheses. That would give 5 over 2x minus 5 over 2 times negative 4 would be negative 20 over 2. So that's negative 10. So 5/2 x minus 10 equals y plus 1. Last step to get y by itself is to subtract 1 from both sides. And our equation is y equals 5 over 2x minus 11. So the steps for these type of problems, first we find the slope of the old line, and then we find the new slope that is either perpendicular or parallel, depending on the problem. We plug that new slope and our point into the y minus y1 formula, and then simplify the formula to get our new equation of the line.